He's a handsome boy.
Keep going that way.
My first question when they told me that I had Asperger's was, is there a cure? And so knowing that it was something that I was going to have to deal with my whole life was kind of heartbreaking. I had been blaming myself, and I hated myself really for not being able to make friends and things like that. And so having the diagnosis gave me the ability to say it's not my fault, it's the Asperger's. The job that I had previous from here, I ended up having a hard time between me and my coworkers because they didn't understand me and I didn't understand them, and so there was a miscommunication between all of us. And so when I came here, I had been diagnosed for only a couple of months or so, and I had learned what disclosure meant. And so this was my first opportunity really to disclose, and I had talked about it with my parents as to whether I should or whether I shouldn't. That's a big decision to make because, to just put yourself out there to somebody that you don't even know, it's hard to do. But I found that once I disclosed, it made the difference because it closed that lack of miscommunication. One of the first things I did in the interview was I disclosed and told Sean, the manager, that I had Asperger's syndrome. And I explained it a little bit, and he had a little bit of an understanding of what it may be. And I truly believe that that changed everything. This is Dr. Arneson. He's the boss.
When she came along, we interviewed her just as anybody else who come down the pike, and we were made aware that she had an issue, and but tried not to let that influence whether we said yes or no about hiring her. And since we've hired her, we've been absolutely nothing but pleased, and would hire her again in a heartbeat. The only challenge, was the challenge that she may have had. I don't think we had any challenges, and her work was always good from the get-go. But now that she's actually a department head of the assistants now, and since she's been given that responsibility, I've just seen her blossom. I mean, she's taken that responsibility and run with it and done just a spectacular job.
When I first started working here, I was having a hard time remembering what the instruments were called and how they were supposed to be packaged. So I ended up actually talking to one of our technicians about having that issue of having to remember all that. And she gave me a book of all the instruments, surgical instruments that there ever was. And so I went through the book, which was really thick. Then I sat down at home and I drew out the instruments and wrote beside it what it was called. Kind of everybody uses them, and we use them when we're training new assistants or interns or anybody that comes in. We'll use them. So they've not only benefited me, but they've benefited everybody else too. And here is where we keep the animals that are staying with us for the day. I think that these guys got surgery today because they look pretty woozy. You got sad eyes, puppy. In our first staff meeting that I was a part of here, I ended up disclosing to the whole staff. And I had been working with them for I think 2 or 3 weeks, and then we had the staff meeting. So they had gotten to know me a little bit. After I disclosed to them, after that meeting, all of them were coming up to me and asking me questions, not just about Asperger's, but they had also asked me questions like, oh, is that why you don't really look me in the eye very much? I thought you didn't like me. And I'm like, no, that's why. My advice for anybody with any kind of disability, especially a hidden disability, is to disclose, because that just closes that wall of miscommunication that's going to end up being a big barrier for you.